What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Donovan Bell, back at it again with another one. Don't mind me if I look messy or I may seem a bit out of breath. I literally just got back from the gym. Endorphins just rushing through my body, feeling a bit inspired. So I thought, you know what? Why not set up the lights and the camera and just record a video for y'all? In this particular video, I'm not going to be before you for too long, but I just want to speak on the importance of staying in shape. And this video primarily goes out to my guys. Ladies, you can take a bit of advice from this too, because this also applies to you, but I can create a whole nother separate video as to why you ladies should be in shape too. Because a lot of you, if I'm just going to be completely honest, are looking a bit rough out here, and I'm qualified to say that because I look good, but I want to primarily put this out there for my guys. Gentlemen, I cannot express enough the importance of being in shape. Your presentation layer matters. You do not get a second chance to make a first impression. As a matter of fact, you get about 3 to 4 seconds to make a good impression. That's about as much time as you got. You got 3 to 4 seconds to make a good first impression. People, you need to understand, they don't actually know anything about you other than what they initially see, which is the surface layer, which is the presentation. So everything that you do is not just marketing, but it's also sales. The halo effect is real, whether you like to admit it or not. The presentation matters. If they like what they see, you're going to have an advantage and an edge in terms of like sales, doing business, whether people will like you or not. Even for the ladies and the women that actually want to do anything with you, or even have the thought of doing anything with you, or determining whether they're going to be attracted to you or not, you got about 3 or 4 seconds to make a good first impression. So the presentation layer actually matters, but I want to actually encourage you to not do this for the ladies, but do this primarily for yourself. This matters. Being in shape matters. You can't overlook this. You can't overlook your health. You can't overlook, come on, guys. Let's be completely honest. I cannot. Who is texting me right now? Anyway, sorry about that. You can't overlook the presentation aspect of it. You have to be in good physical shape. Guys, there is no excuse. If you want to separate yourself from the pack, if you truly wish to be the type of guy that stands out in all aspects in life and have an advantage and a competitive edge over everybody else, you have to get yourself in good physical shape. I cannot stress this enough. Being fit will single-handedly change your life because it snowballs into everything else. It snowballs into your mentality. It snowballs into you making more money. It snowballs into you having better relationships, you having the confidence to go after what having the confidence to go after what it is that you want to go after. I'm going to keep that in there. I'm not going to get that in there because everything that I'm doing is real and authentic. You're going to see some errors. It is what it is. But I need to express to you all the importance of staying in great physical shape because the effect that it has on your brain is incredible. Think about it, gentlemen. When you look in the mirror and you like what you see, how do you think that's going to affect you in terms of your self-esteem and your self-image? Obviously, it's going to affect you in such a positive way. You're going to feel motivated, inspired to dominate and conquer the world and go after whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is that you want in this world, in this life, you can have it. And it is enhanced when you are in great physical shape. Gentlemen, you have to get your asses in shape. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. You should not have this sloppy belly and a sloppy looking chest. And I'm not saying this to dog on you guys, and I'm not saying this to shit on you guys or to insult or attack you guys. I'm saying this because I know what it's like to be out of shape. For me, I've never been fat. I've been primarily just skinny, scrawny, bony, and I've been even insulted and laughed at just because of that. So I understand what it's like, but at the same time, I also understand what it's like to be on the other end, which is the fit end. And let me tell you, a complete 180 has occurred. I get more attention from everybody. I get more attention from the men, from the women. I get more opportunities. I just have this halo effect on me and they don't even know who it is that I am. But regardless, because I market and sell myself based on the presentation layer and it's looking nice, I automatically get a competitive advantage over the ones who do not do that same type of work. You can be the most awesome individual ever, but people are not going to not only not know, but they're not going to care because when they see you physically, they're not impressed with what it is that they see. You're the same old, same old. You don't stand out. You don't have any type of unique style about you. You are in subpar shape. Whatever reason that you are in such an average and basic shape, I want to encourage and motivate you to actually go to the gym. Now, I would tell you to work out at home or work out whatever it is that you do, whether it be at park, at home, whatever. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. Most of y'all aren't motivated enough to actually, or not just so much motivated, because y'all rely so much on motivation. You need discipline. You need to be disciplined enough to do this shit. And one of the ways that's going to help keep you accountable is by going to a gym. You need to be surrounded by people who are going after it from a health and a physical and a fitness perspective. That competitive environment should motivate and inspire you. And it is an opportunity for you to be surrounded by like-minded people who are also doing the same thing. And they will hold you accountable and they'll make sure that you're actually staying consistent as possible. Because that's the key, really. You just need to be consistent. But that's like more deep diving into how it is that you can get fit. I mean, consistency works with anything, but I'm primarily talking about fitness here. You guys have to get your asses in shape. I'm telling you, your life will completely change. Your mentality will change. Your confidence will go through the roof. You look better. You can wear the most basic clothing. Listen, with your ass being out of shape, you can wear the best clothes. You can have Versace, you can have Gucci, whatever it is that you wear. You can have that on. I will have a basic ass, plain ass t-shirt, plain ass joggers or jeans, nothing fancy, nothing expensive, and I will still look 20 times better than you. Clothes just fit better on people like me. And don't mistake it. Just because it seems like I'm talking my shit right now doesn't mean I'm just haphazardly arrogant. I can talk my shit like this because I put in the work. And I'm saying this because I'm trying to convince you guys why it is that you actually need to get into the gym. Because how it is that you carry yourself physically in terms of your health, in terms of your fitness, and in terms of how it is that you look good, it pours into every other aspect of your life. Everything. Everything. Your relationships get better. You want to make more money. You want to go out and actually conquer shit, which is what we as men should be doing to begin with. And you just don't allow people to push you around so recklessly. As a matter of fact, you being jacked acts as a deterrent for anyone who wishes to try you for whatever reason. Now, I'm not saying that you should be in great physical shape so you can go out and fight people. That's not the goal. You should do this primarily for yourself. You need to first invest into yourself. Don't do this for the girls. Don't do this just because of the attention. You need to do this for yourself because it's going to snowball into every other aspect into your life, and you're going to end up becoming way more successful long term. I'm trying to tell you this because I have a lot of guys coming up to me asking me how it is that I'm doing what it is that I'm doing in terms of from a fitness perspective. They're saying, hey, man, you should compete, or hey, how is it that you do this? Or what is it that you do to get in such great shape? And I tell them the most direct, honest, unsexy answer. The truth is, it's just consistency. You have to have, at some point, y'all are going to have to be tired of being regular in terms of how it is that you look in the physical presentation. At some point, you got to look at At some point, you got to have greater standards for yourself. People who are physically fit have a greater degree of standards for themselves, and they have a more positive self-image. If you want a natural cure to depression, you don't have to take pills or medication. You just need to get your ass in shape. Whatever problems that you have as a man, whatever mental issues that you might have, the vast majority of it can be solved just by getting in shape. Just move your body, lift those weights, get into some cardio, whatever it is that you're doing. You need to pour into yourself. The best way to pour into yourself in the beginning is by getting physically fit, because it pours into every other aspect of your life. And suddenly you want to make more money. You want to conquer more. And you don't, again, just because you get more attention from the ladies, you should not do it for them. You should do it for you. You should do it to be the example, to be the standard, to where all the guys can come up to you. And it's better when the guys come up to you and say, hey, how you look good, man. What is it that you're doing? Because they're looking to you as someone who can lead them into being you're the type of guy, honestly. When they come up to you and ask you what is it that what is it that you're doing? Excuse me. What is it that you're doing? How is it that you look the way that you look? How is it that you carry yourself the way that you carry yourself? They're doing that because they see you as the standard. You need to walk around and be the standard, but you have to have high standards for yourself. And at some point, you're going to have to be sick and tired of just being regular. I told you in many videos that I have dropped before, being average is the pathway to being broke. I spoke many times about how it is that we are in a class warfare. You have to find ways to stand out, whatever it may be. You have to stand out. And I said earlier how being physically fit pours into every other aspect of your life. Because you're consistent in one thing, it's easy to be consistent in another thing. I'm starting to become more consistent with this content creation shit. This is not something that I'm still well versed in. I'm still learning. I'm still mastering. But I'm doing the work. And regardless of what you may think, you can laugh, you can joke, you can ostracize me. I don't really care. I'm going to continue to push forward. Because at some point, you will not be laughing. People don't. It's the same with me being physically fit. I've been teased for being scrawny and bony my entire life. They ain't laughing now. As a matter of fact, if anything, especially my family members and those who are closest to me, they actually kind of low-key want me to stop because I'm looking a bit too big. It's one thing to see it online, but it's a whole nother thing to see it in person. It's crazy. And I can take this even further if I wanted to. But I don't have a desire to take it too far because I'm not trying to look like the Hulk. I'm just trying to look the best that I could possibly be. If anything, the end goal for me is to look like one of those damn Roman statues, to have a Greek godlike body. But I'm doing the work and I'm doing it consistently. I'm doing it consistently, but I'm doing it at the same time with the mentality as to I'm not satisfied. And when you embark on this journey of self-improvement and self-development and pouring into yourself and invest into yourself, you realize there's a whole nother mountain to conquer. It doesn't end here. Being physically fit for most of us, for most men, is really the critical first step. It's the critical first step because the end goal, the supreme goal to me is being rich and fit. Not just rich, not just fit. What's the point of being jacked if you're broke? What is the point of being rich as fuck if you look like a piece of shit? I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Listen, I'm not going to mince my words because as I said in the last video, as I continue to talk and become more comfortable being in front of the camera, my authentic thoughts really start to come through. What is the point of being rich if you look like a piece of shit and your health is deteriorating? And what is the point of being jacked and looking good like a Greek god, but you broke as fuck? Honestly, you're going to have to excuse the language, but I have to keep it real with you. What is the point? The goal, the supreme goal, I would say, and I would wager, is to be rich and fit. To be rich and fit. Because that's kind of telling your haters, fuck your life. Honestly. And I don't really care about haters or anything like that. I hardly give them a thought. But it's very difficult for someone who's in my physical fitness, in such great shape that I am. And I know I got a ways to go. but I am much further than most. And I'm not satisfied with that. I want to continue to push it even higher to go become even greater. But at the same time, and you see how this compounds into everything else, especially with your mentality, I start thinking way differently. I suddenly think, how can I take it higher in this thing? How can I take it higher in this endeavor? How can I actually build and improve and invest more into myself to become even greater? That's the important of being jacked, y'all. That is the important, because when you look good, you feel good. You look phenomenal, you feel phenomenal. And you start to approach life in a completely different lens and with a completely different perspective. You start to approach life like a conqueror. You start to approach life as if, listen, everything and anything could be mine when I put my mind to it. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you, which gives you, again, a unique opportunity to be the superhero yourself. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop relying on motivation. It's no different from caffeine. It's a pick-me-up, but it's not sustainable. You just have to do the shit. You just have to be disciplined. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. You're just going to have to do the hard work. Those who are willing to do the work are the ones who are going to thrive. I'm telling you, in today's world, you're going to have to find ways to stand out. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You're going to have to stand out. That's it, guys. Gentlemen, get your ass in the gym. And listen, if you don't want to do it for you in the beginning, do it for the ladies, because there is a lot of them wearing some crazy ass shit, especially in today's world, where they look like they're pretty much half naked. Let that motivate you. Let that motivate you to do more, if anything else. I don't even do it for that, because I've been doing this for years at this point. I haven't even been doing this shit for 10 years. I've been taking this fitness journey seriously for about 8 years now. And I'm going to close with this, because I don't want to be before y'all too long. At some point, you got to be sick and tired of just being the normal, the average standard. You have to be the standard. You have to be the standard. And it starts with your physical appearance. It really does. The goal is to be rich and fit, not just fit, not just rich. The goal is to have everything, to have your cake and eat it too. It's about abundance. It's about embracing abundance. People who are truly of abundance want everything. You can be rich and fit. You can be phenomenal. You can have everything. You can have the nice life. You can have the great wife. You can have everything. It just requires for you to be intentional, to make the decision, and to just not settle for average. You can't settle for average in today's world. I'm telling you. If you were just settling for average, you're going to get run the fuck over. I'm telling you. In today's world, you must stand out. You must stand out. There are a lot of elements out there into the world, whether it be from artificial intelligence, the separation between the haves and the have-nots. Instead of actually fighting against people at the top, learn how it is that they think and leverage their knowledge and information to propel yourself forward. You need to invest in yourself. The best investment as a man that you can make into yourself is into your fitness, into your health. Invest in your body. Eat the right foods. Cut the junk out. Cut the junk out. Eat the right foods. Make sure you actually measure your macros. Whatever it is that you need to do, but you need to do it consistently. And I promise you, if you do this for a long enough period of time, you will feel so much better and your life will become so much greater. Gentlemen, you don't have to look like bodybuilders, but you have to be in great shape. You do have to be jacked to a degree. That's if you want to stand out. That's if you want to be among the 1%. And that's what this video is really geared towards. It's geared towards those who are willing to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work, you can watch. You can hate. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's about the results. That's the world we live in today. You can cry and complain about it, or you can actually take responsibility and be accountable for everything that is coming your way. So why not all the good come your way? Just put in the work, pay the price up front, so you can reap the rewards later. It's really that simple. But you got to be willing to do the work and you got to make the decision. Come on, guys. We need to level up. We need to get to it. Get your asses in shape. I don't want to hear no more excuses. Go to the gym. Tap into people like me who are actually at that level who can help guide you through the process. Be surrounded by people who you look up to and who you want to be like, and cut out the losers. You got to make the sacrifice. For the greater good, for yourself, for your family, you got to make the sacrifice. All right, guys, I got respect for you. Go out there and kill it. Until the next time, deuces. That is a wrap, boy.